good afternoon, good morning, good evening, depending on where you are in the world. Welcome to our podcast. Interestingly, we haven't really named this podcast, but it's going to be a podcast where we talk about everything that has to do with life, coming from sports to whatever you might think. And this is where the action will never stop. I'm your host. My name is Paul, Dr. Paul, and I'm a Liverpool fan. Everyone knows that.
Oh,
But we're here to just talk football. And I wouldn't be putting on my fan hat for now. And I have some very interesting hosts in the house. Starting on my right, please introduce yourself.
Good morning, afternoon, and evening, everywhere in the world. I'm Michael Agbo, and I'm a Chelsea fan. And it's nice to have you. Thank you very much, host.
Thank you very much, Uncle Michael. If you do not know, his nickname is Mbappe. And it's so nice to have him on the panel today. And our other hosts, please introduce yourself.
okay. Thank you, Dr. Paul. My name is also Paul. Okay. I'm a Manchester United fan. I greet you anywhere you are in the world, in the morning, afternoon, whatever time zone you are. It's a good time that you join us. Let's enjoy a bit of sport, controversial issues, issues that people may not actually take note of. This is the platform where we are going to be assessing it and looking at things to draw your attention to. Thank you, Dr. Paul.
Thank you very much. And yours truly is going to be talking, or we're going to be asking questions really, talking about some of the biggest games in football and interesting moments. And then we'll be looking at stats, be looking at diving into today we're talking most likely on Eric Ten Hag and the Manchester United nemesis. However, please do not take our words for it. This is not footballing advice. We're just here to have some fun. Grab your gear, settle in, and let the fun begin. So, I'm going to start with a very interesting question. Would you say that Eric Ten Hag made United better or worse during his time?
Okay, I think that question will just be a direct question.
Mm.
But we'll still like to give credit to Ten Hag for showing us who Manchester is, making us to see what area we have to work on. It's important to acknowledge that before Ten Hag joined Manchester United, we know the state of the players, the mindset, the motivation. Things were not really going well. An average Manchester United fan could really talk to that. But looking at Ten Hag, the spirit, the vibe, Ten Hag coming from Ajax, we saw how he transformed that team. We saw the spirit. Ten Hag really, his style of playing dwells on speed, using young lads, using your winger, having a very good midfield to apply your attackers, and he gets the goal. So coming with that kind of mindset to Manchester United, um, I would have expected United to embrace and adjust to that kind of game style, but because of indiscipline in Manchester United, so I think Ten Hag struggled all through to have a formidable team. He didn't really have a space, a platform to work with, and it's neither here or there. For the players, well, good. We are able to see them, individual players, high level of indiscipline, most especially among the players. That's my submission.
I think on May 5, 2023, I've never seen Manchester United being trashed by Liverpool 7-0. After winning the Carabao Cup, beating Barcelona, the more optimistic, of United fans, including Gary Neville. felt confident that the first win at Anfield since 2016. When you see some of this Ten Hag's ability as a coach, you will just know that there are so many games that were so bad. And it's not that Ten Hag actually did not do well. He did all he could, but I think, in my opinion, he did worse, than doing a little bit good. You could see Crystal Palace also trashing Man U. There are successes. He actually, won the FA, I think, to Manchester City, and we know Manchester
Yeah.
City has the best team actually in the Premier League. We can't erase that fact. But there are so many games that we never expected, him to be trashed. And I think I just want to couple that, or I want to play that on inconsistency. Inconsistency. Ten Hag was just too inconsistent for my liking. Signing players like Erasmus Arnold for that price, it doesn't make any meaning to me.
Fortunately, Manchester United still repeated the same defeat, even after the 7-0 against Liverpool. One thing I emphasized earlier was indiscipline. I've seen matches winning, then you just realize that the visitors will just equalize and perhaps even win the game. Players themselves doesn't show that. Look, like the Oloy that Mike was talking about the other time. Looking at him at Atalanta, he was amazing, very fast striker. Unfortunately, he got to Manchester United. You know, the slow movement, the nonchalance, everything just continued, and he was kind of infected. So throughout, only at the first 10 or 15 games, he didn't score one Premier League goal, and that was significant. That's what fans are looking out for: see goals. Okay, so overall, I would still blame everything on Manchester United's players' indiscipline. Fernandez, it's just ridiculous. No leadership, no team spirit. No, it still boils down on indiscipline.
Sorry to cut you in here, or sorry to butt in here, but would you then not say that if you're going to talk about indiscipline, would you not say it's the manager's role to ensure that there is discipline? But if your manager is allowing indiscipline, then shouldn't that be a managerial problem? Shouldn't that be a Ten Hag problem? Does that not mean that? And I wouldn't say a Ten Hag problem. Would you not say that is a Manchester United problem? And it only depends on
The
the
manager
manager
can
to
fix
make it
it.
work.
Okay, I think it would only be unfair to blame everything on the manager, knowing fully well that this, in fact, there is a precedence on this. We remember when glorious Ronaldo came back to Manchester United. Okay, before that time, everybody was were thinking what we needed was a striker. Looking at his performance in Real, it was Ronaldo was still at his prime. He wasn't going down even when he came back to Manchester United. But when he came back, the coach couldn't manage um, Ronaldo. And don't forget, we have a lot of young lads that are on the bench learning from these big names. Okay, so over the years, it has become tradition. From the days of Luis Van Gaal, okay, it has never changed in discipline from those days till now. So, and it's becoming a norm until, and I think one reason we should blame it on not having technical crew before the coach. Okay, because I believe if we have technical crew, perhaps there could be some technicalities that should be taken into consideration before signing players. What name can we manage? Okay, a player that will determine what role he will play, what matches he will play, shouldn't be in a Man U team, honestly. And unfortunately, some players fell victim of this bad management system, like Sancho. What an amazing player! I think they are victim of it. okay, of this bad management thing. So it's becoming a, like you said, it's becoming a Man U thing. And until when we have a stable management, a management that is conscious of seeing sport as what it is, leaving it in the hands of people who should be directing the affairs of the sport. Club has a management, has management side of it. They have the sporting side of the technicality side of it. Leave it to their hands. Let them. And I'm happy that they are making a move towards realizing that now, and that's the reason why we have Ruud van Nistelrooy coming back to Manchester United. He's doing nothing other than that, making sure that we get some technical part of the team in place.
I'm quite happy that Manchester United is deciding to go with another manager because it only tells
Yeah.
me that the problem is not solved. Amorim is going to come again and
It's
follow
the-
the
yeah.
same footstep as the guys that have come. So I just want to share this information. That's United future fear. Now, since Ten Hag took over, and this is interesting statistics, but this would never be shown. This was not shown as much as it should have been when Ten Hag was still there. This tells me that Ten Hag is a brilliant manager. Only Manchester City, Arsenal, and Liverpool have taken more points than Ten Hag. Although yes, Newcastle and Aston Villa, we already know Newcastle has $1 billion. Aston Villa got a very good coach and very good structure. But regardless of the rot in Manchester United, this guy has amassed 143 points since he took over. Only
Which is
beaten by
significant.
the three top teams in England. And if you're beaten by Klopp, Arsenal, and Man City, it tells you you're doing something right. The only problem is, I think the fans don't understand that the glory days of Ferguson has since been over. Which brings me to my next question. Do you think Amorim is going to be any different? And mark my words, he's going to get fired within 2 seasons.
Amorim, as a coach, I think is very, very good. I think he's fine, fit for the job, but will he be able to bring these guys together? I'll give you an example. When Manchester United, I think the game we played a week ago before the national, who did we even play? I forgot. Now that game, Manchester, I will remember now. I think it was Crystal. Manchester United was losing 1-0 first half. Okay, it was losing 1-0 first half. And first 10 minutes in second half, they came back, they equalized. And I was in my mind, my friend and I were watching together. I said, "What did Ten Hag tell these guys in the dressing room that made them change?" We have seen this over and over when the boys play very well. It's as if they are playing for one reason, and if they want to lose, they are losing for some reasons. So if that kind of mindset is still in Manchester United, trust me, bring 10 of Amorim, bring more of Ten Hag. The same thing will continue. Of course, just for the media, the first season, we will have a good time. Just for the media, everybody wants to have the first shirt, and it goes on. But over some time, you see the big boys in Manchester United, we pass this norm to the younger ones, and they begin to play for some reasons. I don't know why. You win a game 3-0 first half, and you come back second half to lose the same game. It's crazy. So now the discussion will not be about the coach. It will be about, will the boys accept the coach? Is the coach, is he well footed? Is it so disciplined? Is it rugged to be able to face what the decay in the Manchester United team? And I think that will be the question. So how much of answer we can find to that question will determine how successful he would be. But I wish him all the best. I'm also, fingers crossed. As a fan, we have been disappointed many times. Honestly, there are many times I will just be watching Manchester United game, and I prefer to play PS on one side. By the time I check the scoreline, I realize that, oh, maybe it's worth playing PS in the first place. It has come to that level. So we need somebody who can really handle those guys, who the guys, the boys will really like playing for. You understand? Who they will like playing for. If you can answer that question, if Amorim can carry that kind of charisma in Manchester United, then I think he's going to have the success. The boys are fantastic. They have the skill. The only thing is just that they are not playing together. They are really not playing together. That's it.
Yeah. So, will any player on the United team be able to start for any top class team?
Oh, thank you for that question. I feel one of the best players in Manchester United now, if we are not going to be mistaken, is Bruno Fernandes. And then, yes, Bruno. Yeah. And I stand corrected. And I'm not sure, even from the goalkeeper to the midfield and to the forward, you can't even, when we start saying we want to make analysis, if we have the time, that we start, okay, even in the Premier League Player of the Month, I'm not sure anyone has been nominated of recent. So that question is just like a rhetorical question to me, because Manchester City, there are times that a club will not be doing well, but you will still a player that you could still, just like last season, Chelsea did not really do very well, but Obama was actually at his best, delivering what he was supposed to deliver, even as in his own position. But as it stands now, I don't even see what Amorim is going to use, because you don't come to a club. I'm sorry, you don't come to a club that is having difficulty. Even the good coaches, they run away from such jobs. The good coaches run away from such jobs. So not to deviate from the question you asked me, I'm not sure any of these players now that we have in Manchester United can even meet up with even the second team of Manchester City. Manchester City's second team. When I'm not saying team B, I'm talking about the substitutes in Manchester United. You can't even compare them with Manchester United team. The team has so much declined that there is no player that could even fit in for player of the season. Even in Premier League, talk more of the world. They were just Ballon d'Or. If the host can do me a favor by getting a league that is 1 to 30 of Ballon d'Or, and let's see if there is any Manchester United player
nominated. No.
So that shows even in Premier League, I'm not sure that Manchester United player will still be in 1 to 11 unless maybe there's some shenanigans.
This season, compare Cole Palmer and Bruno Fernandes. Best player.
No.
Are you directing that? Are you directing that question? Is that supposed to be a question or like
a comment?
A statement?
Yeah, it's a statement of fact. Like, this is Manchester United's best player. And
okay, that's
13 matches compared to 23 matches, and you have less goal contribution in 13 matches.
May I ask if Bruno Fernandes is actually the best Manchester United player?
I really don't accept that. I really, like you knew. Okay. I really don't accept that. Yes.
Who's Manchester United's best player?
For now, actually, I'll be looking at somebody like Casemiro on a normal day.
What?
Yes, on a normal day. You know what? You don't wait. Just hold on. You remember I said something. I said something that indiscipline in Manchester United. Imagine if Casemiro is still in Real Madrid. We have those players.
Do you not believe?
Do you understand?
Do you not believe?
Bruno is declining so much. The Bruno we have is declining so much. So the stats you're looking at. Well, I don't know what site you.
Best player. That's what you're telling me.
Personally, look at see the game. Manchester Leicester game.
No, you will not do this. You're using
Okay.
Leicester
You want?
in the Carabao Cup.
I'm just
Leicester
wait. Hold
Yeah.
on. Hold on. Wait. Just hold on. I'm
Go on.
saying wait. I'm saying the potential of each player. As a player, you can only do up to what you have the potential of doing with the ball. I'm saying Casemiro is that kind of a player on a normal day can pull some stunt. Casemiro is a player that if you're losing a game, you should be sure that when you bring him in around 70 minutes, he can work something out and you may end up drawing or winning the game. That's the kind of player we have in Manchester United and he's wasting away. That's the point I'm making.
You are telling
Many of this is wasting away.
I get
Look
you.
at Anthony. Anthony got to Manchester United. It became nonsense. That's the point we are making.
Slow down. Casemiro, right? Casemiro is your best player, but he's the best.
And
He's best used when he comes in as a sub.
that tells you, he's not injured. It's just that the quality of his game, the mindset. See, we need to, how will I say, maybe vacuum clean their head. And I really don't know what is happening with the boys. If they,
Gary Neville's comment and this is the point he's
oh,
getting to, where he said, nobody believes, I can't find the
okay,
comment, but I can remember it. Nobody believes or nobody looks at that Manchester United team and would say that they are not exceptional players. Your manager, Eric Ten Hag, that you fired, has been doing nothing short of a miracle.
to abuse them, right?
Yeah, has been
Oh,
squeezing the best out of mediocre players. But then Gary Neville wants to sit down there and tell me that the team, Manchester United, no. Tell me how many players in Manchester United were linked with a move out of Man U? Let me know. Just tell me. Off the top of your head, 5.
who will want to buy mediocre player? You just said it.
And Paul is actually, emphasizing the fact that the teammates are mediocres. And
Yeah.
the reason you just said they are mediocres. That's a statement
Yeah.
already, the fact. And
Yeah.
he's saying, and I feel what I can infer from what Paul is actually talking about is the players are actually, the indiscipline of the players is actually making them to be mediocres.
Thank you. That's the point.
So
You
now,
just pinned the point.
what I'm trying to tell you is, if you go to, there was a match that was played between Manchester United and Tottenham. If you remember,
Okay.
and Tottenham trashed them three goals to at home at Old Trafford, and Tottenham trashed them 3-0. If you remember that game, Bruno Fernandes was awarded a beautiful red card. Because it did not just the red card. If you watch the match, the red card was, justified because he was doing all his best. He was energetic. There was a thrilling effect. He wanted to, do everything in his by his friend to win that match. But what I'm trying to bring out to you is that you cannot give what you don't have. You cannot do more than what you could do. The problem is the team. The management, the composition of even everyone coming together, we just have some little, I use the word little, individual brilliance in these players. But when mediocrity comes in, there's nothing a coach can do. There's nothing like if I tell you, if Guardiola is offered £5 billion in a week, because of his integrity, he's not going to take Man U job. Because Man U went for Guardiola.
Except if he's going to bring in
the mediocrity.
He's going to bring in some players.
No.
Yes, because of the caliber of the players.
It doesn't.
He might want to.
Let me tell you why it doesn't matter whether he's bringing in players or not. How much did they give Eric Ten Hag?
Good. That's a good question.
Did they stop him from bringing the people he wanted to bring?
No. He brought many of them.
I've been
Just
linked to Eric Ten Hag before. He's worked with them before, so those are his boys. So yes,
which he could. We expect him to be able to control them.
Thank you. So
Control.
it's a Man U problem. His people, he will still be messed up. Yeah, he will win a few games here and there. You know, he would put together a good run. Everyone did that. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer did that. Mourinho did that. Mourinho never won the Europa. So what exactly are you talking about? It's a Man U problem.
It was unfair and had to be sacked. That's my own point.
Fine. I know that's what.
Because I don't know, most of Manchester United players that tried all their best to become coaches and couldn't become coaches and ended up as pundits are not helping matters.
This might be released after the match. What would be your predictions for Sunday?
I'm looking at 2-1.
2-1 to Chelsea.
Yeah, I see a win there.
Chelsea or 2-1 to Man U?
Manchester United 2, Chelsea 1.
Okay, Paul.
We are at home, so we are winning.
Well, it's a good way of saying goodbye. I'm predicting 3-1 in favor of Chelsea.
3-1
in favor of Chelsea. And not only my.
It was an exciting time, I must say. And
Thank you.
I don't know about you, but
I enjoyed myself, and especially the maiden edition. Did we tell people that this is the maiden edition?
Yes, thanks for even saying that. This is our maiden edition, and we believe we're only going to learn from this. So
yeah.
And
the subject that we discuss doesn't dwell only on sports, on happenings, on matters arising.
Yeah.
It ranges from different fields of life, phases of life, controversial issues, religion, politics, just name it. So these are things that we discuss about from different perspectives.
Thank you very much. And at this point, I would say to our listeners, please drop your likes, comments, and please share this to as much as your friends. It's going to be a lovely time together. We're going to be having more of these heated kind of situations where people are going to be very you need to be able to stand by what you believe, and we hope it's going to be more fun for everyone. Okay?
Then we should expect some backlashes, Dr. Paul. Yeah, it will make us better. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.